When you say something, people will talk for and against it. Everybody has its own mindset, and from that mindset, people react. People whose reactions fall in your favor agree with you, and reactions which fall against you disagree with you. When dialogues fail, then there is fight. Fight of the opposites. In day-to-day life, we face lot of oppositions, from wife to boss. Whenever you express your opinion, few will say yes and few will say no. For yes, no is the opposite, and for no, yes is the opposite. If there is good, then there is bad. And if there is bad, then there is good. There is night and there is day. Why there are opposites? To understand this, we will study a case. If there is only day, what will happen? All nocturnal animals will die. Crops will fail. Trees will not be able to release oxygen after some time. Photosynthesis will be affected and eventually trees will die. Water will evaporate and many other negative things will happen. Now just consider the opposite. If there is only night, what will happen? Trees will release carbon dioxide for some time and then stop. Eventually, trees will die. This will lead to oxygen scarcity, and without oxygen, no man, no animal can live. There will be death around. Thus, both day and night are necessary for life on earth. After the physical opposites, we now look at the mental opposites. When somebody opposes me, I feel like slapping him. Whenever there is a discussion or debate on a subject, many times it lands up in heated arguments. We seldom hear others' point of view and try to justify our own point of view. Thus, the healthy debate usually does not occur, whether it is home, office, or at public place. Mentally, we do not like opposites. Mentally, we want whatever we say is right. Why mentally we do not want opposition? It is due to ego or mind operating in I mode. As we know, ego is developed by feedback from the environment. When everything goes by the demands of the ego, we feel happy, and when everything goes against the demands of ego, we feel sad. Ego is responsible for all the positive and negative emotions. Too much of happiness and too much of sadness is not good for the heart, says the doctors. These emotions affect our health, not only mental but physical too. Sometimes we are laughing and other moment we are crying. A moment we are at peace and the other moment we become violent. All these mood swings are governed by outer conditions for or against the ego. If there is no ego, of course these mental opposites will vanish. Ego is the weighing balance and opposites are its two sides of pen on which emotions are loaded. Had there been no happiness, the sadness wouldn't be there. To be happy, you need not to be sad, and to be sad, you need not to be happy, for one is dependent on other. Your likings are the reason for the dislikes. Had there been no likes, there wouldn't be dislikes. Disliking dislikes turns into likes. Who is born will die. Birth and death occurs daily on earth. Had there been no birth, there wouldn't have been death. If there is only birth, earth will be flooded by living beings. And if there is only death, earth will be deserted by living beings. Who is doing the balancing act? It is both. Thus, both birth and death are necessary. Now we understand how important the opposites are. Without the opposites, there will be imbalance on earth. If you eat more, you will become fat, and if you eat less, you will become thin. And balance between two is healthy. That's why doctors recommend a balanced diet. Here the word balance is important. When opposites join, they become whole. Although opposites look enemy of each other, but one opposite exists due to presence of other opposite. It is cold due to hot and hot due to cold. Cold alone or hot alone cannot exist independently. Our entire life is governed by play of opposites. You were mad after something, and when you get that something after which you were mad, you will feel happy. There will be joy. But with the slip of time, this joy will fade away. After some time, now again you are sad because there is now something new in your menu of want. This sad and happy cycle exists due to each other. To be happy, you need not to be sad, and to be sad, you need to be happy. This is how cycle of opposites works. If by some means we can stick to the center of opposites, then obviously there will be harmony in our life. For example, if we look in the society, we will find many fat people around us and many thin people. Fat will suggest that it is better to be thin, and thin will say fat are better. But if one is in between, that is neither thin nor fat, then nobody will comment anything. In the world, there are many who are poor and there are many who are rich. Poor need rich to get job, and rich need poor to get their work done. If rich start doing their own work by themselves, then they won't remain rich. They are dependent on poor to be rich. One is dependent on the other. How to remain balanced is life all about. To maintain balance, one must understand the opposites. Best climate is which is not so cold and not so hot.